Well, certainly we paid a lot of attention to that because this is, after all, almost like the plan, the strategy for the next 5 years, maybe even for the next 10 years that has been laid out. A very impressive strategy at a time when China faces a lot of challenges. And fundamentally, the challenges center around shifting to a new growth model that is no longer, shall I say, obsessed with growth figures, but focuses on the quality of growth. And fundamentally, what is behind that new strategy, I believe, is a focus on the quality of life for the people. The party had this very famous slogan, "Serve the people," and that is clearly putting people center stage of any development strategy. That is what the third plenary session in November was all about. And as we are in an area that requires a lot of reforms, that's a very ambitious agenda. But really the sort of beacon, the guiding light, if you wish, for the strategy should be the notion that it's all about the people. It's not about roads, it's not about infrastructure, it's all about the people and how they benefit from development. Well, the Chinese dream is the dream of any people. It's the people who want to have a better life, who want to live in peace, who want to live in harmony with each other, and I emphasize it these days especially. They also want to live in harmony with nature, and fundamentally, as parents, want to see their children having even a better life than they have today. So that is how I conceptualize the Chinese dream, and as I see this as very much as a human dream. Well, China is now the second largest economy of the world. China contributes to the growth in the world a substantial amount. Some say even a third of the growth in the economies of the world economy, are associated with China. So clearly, if China changes tack, the rest of the world will also be affected. And as China goes through a structural reform agenda, the rest of the world has to follow through with their own reform agendas. So in that sense, there is interdependence. And if you see this interaction, and if people anywhere on this globe realize that there is this interdependence, then working together, China and the world and China, will be important for a better future of the world's dream. I think the important issue is when you change direction. This is always very painful for people who have been used to doing what they have been doing. And some people call this vested interests. People looking back and saying, but this has worked for us in the past, why can't it work for us in the future? People that are reticent to follow through with reforms. And what it takes from the leadership is really to generate and deepen enthusiasm and convince people of the need for reforms to make China's development and China's future sustainable and put it on firmer footing than in the past. So that's, in my mind, the biggest challenge. But I do think that what you see is that the leadership has a marked resolve to move on and to attack the agenda and not to delay, procrastinate on decisions that have to be made. And that is very welcome.